let's switch over to Robert Weichelt from EXP, who's going to be talking about the way he goes about getting deals from FSBOs. And it's amazing. And again, this is just another tool in your William Tell quiver to get some more deals. All right, Robert, go.
Well, you know what? Thanks for having me on, Beef. Let's talk about getting 2 to 3 new listings each and every week. What we do at our office is we work with FSBOs, expireds, canceleds, probate and divorce. Those are the ones that have their hand up the highest. So what we've created is a platform that, number one, is fully transparent with its bidding. And like Brian talked about, when you create a bidding war, because think about this, when buyers compete, sellers win. People are naturally competitive. So what we've done is we've created a fully transparent online offers platform that allows us to drive to the goal of the seller, and usually many cases, many thousands of dollars over that asking price. And I've never met a seller that didn't want to make more money. That is for sure. So what we're doing is most transactions that you write, and if there's a lot of buyer agents on this call, they're writing their offers. They're submitting their offer to the listing agent. The listing agent sometimes forwards it to the seller, who knows. But what happens, they never tell you how many offers they had. And if they do, they're definitely not telling you how much those offers are at. Our platform is fully online and transparent. So that's the key. But how we're getting, let's use the for sale by owner as an example. The for sale by owner, the reason why they don't want to list with us is why? They don't want to pay a commission. However, when you call that for sale by owner, in many cases, if I said, hi, this is Robert with EXP, calling about your home at 123 Main Street, is it still available? Yes, it is. Fantastic. If I was to bring you an offer at a price that was acceptable to you, are you willing to pay the standard 3% buyer's fee? I didn't say commission because they don't want to pay a commission. I said, are you willing to pay a buyer's fee? And in many cases, they come back with yes, or sometimes they come back with no, I'll pay 2.5 or 2 or whatever their number is. We've created a platform that if I had a seller come back to me and say, I don't want to pay a dime, and I just closed one recently, and I'll show you a quick screenshot on how it works. But I've had that seller, she says, I don't want to pay a dime. Great. I guess the question for everybody on this call, could you take a listing and not charge a dime? And that's exactly what happens. Crickets. Nobody can take a listing for 0% commission. You have some of those discount brokers that'll say, I'll do it for 1% and offer a commission to the buyer agent of like $5,000 or something very small, which it's not all about the commission, but it kind of is. So what we've created is a way, because at the end of the day, who's paying the commissions? The buyer is when they write their offer. The buyer writes the offer. They bring in their earnest money deposit. They bring in their loan amount, their down payment, and it equals the sales price. So the buyers are the ones paying the commission anyway. What we've done is created a transparent commission structure where we charge a buyer premium. So it's 0% to the seller, 6% to the buyer, because the buyer is paying the commission anyway, in an online transparent way. That is how we're getting anywhere between 2, 3, 4, 5 listings a week. And like Brian was talking about earlier, that's the name of the game. There's so many opportunities to get listings out there. And if you need to take a higher priced listing, if it's worth $610 like you talked about, and tomorrow it's worth $650 or $660, the online transparent bidding will allow the buyers to not be outbid. Because what's happening right now is the multiple counter offers coming out to the agent. Here you go, Mr. Buyer, Mrs. Buyer, give us your highest and best. What are you supposed to do? Flip a coin? With ours, by the way, when you are guessing where you need to come back at, that creates massive buyer's remorse because they don't feel, all buyers want to get a deal. Escrows, I'm hearing all the time, the buyers are backing out because they ended up feeling buyer's remorse. They backed out because they felt like it was too high, or they're coming back with a ridiculous amount of requests for repairs or price reduction after they get going. So what we've done is created that online bidding platform in Beef. We're taking listings for sale by owner listings in particular, but not counting the expireds, the cancels, the probate, divorce, because they all want the highest and best price in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of liability, hassle, and mostly expense. So that's kind of what we're doing, and it is a fantastic way. And like Brian said, those are the sellers with their hands up. Those are the ones we're presenting our transaction to. I literally was on a call moments before this webinar started with the for sale by owner that once I told him about the online bidding platform and the transparency, she goes, I'm in, we're done. And I'm literally going to write the contract as soon as I'm done with this call, because she loved the transparency and the fact when the buyers compete, the sellers win.
Did we have a few questions regarding this that Robert can answer, or Robert, do you have something you want to show us?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple of questions. Do you have a script for this? Yes. Buyer premium included in the buyers. Here's how the buyer premium works, and I have a screen for that. But basically, the buyer premium is this. You have the seller's offer, the bid that the buyer places, plus the buyer premium equals the sales price. So it's not like, it's just like if somebody was to, like, a buyer was to say, you know what, I'd like the seller to pay $10,000 of my closing cost. Well, what does the seller do? Great, bring your offer up 10 grand and we'll give you that $10,000 credit. It's the same thing. It's, it's not like a credit. It's you're basically grossing up your seller's net to add the commissions equals the sales price. And I have a screen I can show you, and it's more of a visual aid than anything else. So let me share my screen, and I'll be right here 1 second. Let's see. Here it is right here. Let me kind of go through a couple of the different slides. I'm going to bring this down right here. And here is basically what we have. Let me bring it down here. There we go. There we go. Can you see it okay?
Yeah, we can see it. Go.
Good. So basically, my big question that I have for sellers when I meet with them, the future ain't what it used to be. I'm a big baseball fan, a big Yogi Berra fan. So I always, when I'm sitting down with the clients, I always try to bring some humor to the meeting in a way to kind of break that ice, because at the end of the day, the for sale by owner is getting hammered by the agents. But the agents are, all they're trying to do right now is convince that seller they need to pay full 5-6% commission, because if you work with a professional, I'm going to get you more. Well, I'm a professional and I'm not charging them 5 or 6%. And just so we're clear, I am not a discount broker at all. Let's make that very clear. Every single one of my listings, I make 6, 7, sometimes 8%, just so we're on the same page here. So now, basically, the one thing that's the same, sellers want the highest and best price in the shortest amount of time, like I mentioned, with the least amount of hassle and expense. That we can all agree on. Now, basically, I took this right off of your screen. You're basically, Zillow's poaching our listings, and I'll bring that up right here. Zillow's poaching our listings. That's a true fact. Now, back in the past, we had two options. We had a cash sale and a traditional sale. Cash sale means what? It means a discount. Open Door, OfferPad, Zillow, all those cash investors, nothing wrong with it. I'm one myself. However, to a seller, a cash offer equals discount. We can all agree on that. The traditional way is to put it in the MLS and let God do the rest. Like so many agents do, they let the buyer agents sell their home. What we've done is we've created option 3. And I always like to say this, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. So with that said, cash sales still exist. I can buy your house right now. If you're going to sell it to Open Door and OfferPad, just sell it to me. If you want a massive discount, I'll buy it from you. However, I don't think that's your number one goal, especially with the for sale by owner. They want to take as much as they can to their next transaction in many cases. The traditional sales still exist. However, the online offers platform, fully transparent. We're selling billions of dollars in real estate every year through an auction platform. And the best part, it only takes a 14-day period. That's key. many cases it's 7 days. With this market, how hot it is, we create a huge bidding war. So let me kind of explain that. We all know about the price needs to be right in the beginning. The market will definitely speak about that price, but here's what we do. We follow the science of pricing. We price our properties 15% below market. What that does, that creates a massive bidding war, because what do buyers want? They want a deal. And if there's that perception of maybe they can get a deal, who knows? I've got to cash investors all the time. But bottom line is to drive as many eyes to that property. We're finding we're getting hundreds of people every single weekend to a by appointment only. We're in California. Make sure that disclosure's out there. By appointment only. And here's what it looks like. Which property would attract more buyers? Property A at 600. These are all the same home. Property B at 700, or property C at 800. Which do you think would attract more buyers? Boom, of course it's A. And here's what it looks like. The strategies for pricing: you price it high, you attract less buyers. That's just the way it is. If you price it at market, sure, you'll attract a few more buyers. But if you price it below market, you have maximum buyers and you create a bidding war. And let me show you some of the features and benefits of that, because at the end of the day, there's no negotiating on our seller's part. It's all done online. The buyers are the ones paying most of the real estate commissions. So my for sale by owners love that. And who pays it anyway? The buyers pay it anyway when they write their offer. You got the eliminates carrying cost. You've got all kinds of features and benefits, which I'll put up on the C4 site, Beef. We'll put that on there for you because I don't want to bore you with all the slides. But here's the deal. We put it in the MLS 15% below market. It goes out to all these IDX feeds across the globe, and we're driving massive traffic. What do you think those people in line are doing? They're going, oh my God, there's all these other people that want the same home as that I want. And they're thinking, well, this guy right here with his glasses on facing us is probably on the phone with his agent right now going, oh my God, everybody wants the same house as I do. This creates FOMO, that fear of missing out. So what happens is this is what our 15-minute appointments look like. This is literally one we did on April 3rd. We had appointments every 15 minutes from 9 in the morning until 6 p.m., scheduled, fully vetted, proof of funds, pre-approval, not just somebody driving by on the way home from church that wants to come by and see the neighbor's home. These are fully vetted, pre-approved buyers. Now, remember, when you create a line of traffic like that, now, of course, they're 6 feet apart, and then we follow all the safety protocols, yada, yada. But remember, guys, when the buyers compete, the sellers win. Now, watch this. This is basically one we did right here. This is one we just finished up. This seller said, I will pay no money to you to sell my home. Fantastic. We created an online bidding platform where we charged 6% buyer premium, 0 to the seller, 6% to the buyer. And do you think that deterred buyers? I don't think it did. We had 18 offers, and they're fully transparent. So each buyer sees where the other buyer is, and that creates the bidding war. Now, how to answer that gentleman's question a minute ago, the current offer is the seller's bottom line. That's what they want to achieve, that number. This seller wanted 675. Okay. And I thought personally she was a little ambitious with that number, to be quite honest with you. She got 679. So we reached her goal. Then, but the biggest part of this, the seller didn't pay a dime in commissions. The buyer paid it with the total purchase price of $713. What they do is they go in, write their offer at $713,208. Let's get this thing approved and let's get it in escrow. Here's a little bit about the back office. Once the seller accepts the winning bid, the entire process will proceed like a traditional real estate transaction. The buyer will submit a signed contract to the seller with the final sales price, highest bid, plus the buyer premium. The seller will then open up escrow with all contingencies and inspections, timeframes outlined in the contract. But the biggest thing to remember, Remember, we're pricing our properties 15% below market. The most famous question that sellers ask are, oh my God, what if somebody comes in and we don't get our price? The seller reserves the right to accept, counter, reject any bid, just like in traditional real estate, guys. Buyer premium 6%, highest bid plus the buyer's premium equals sales price. It's just that simple. Here's a couple samples for those of you at home who want to jump on and check out our website. Everything we do is fully transparent. Jump on thehome.auction and check out all of the properties we've done. You only see the top 10 because I only have so much space. We've closed probably 59 in the last 15 months. So we're having massive success with this. Now here's the auction roadmap. We have the initial meeting. They sign the contract. We establish a price. We prepare their home for a one-day showing. There's no random showings where we come from. We do a one-day showing because random showings are just people don't show up. They're late. The sellers, a lot of them work from home, so they got to leave the house. It's a nightmare getting the kids, the dogs, and all that. We do a one-day open house. Then the online bidding starts after the open house. The sellers can accept, reject, or counter multiple offers. Or if they get one that they like, they can accept it. Then we open up escrow. It's that simple. And then guess what, guys? We close that transaction. Now, here's kind of the way. This is the one thing I want to really drive home. The world's finest art, classic cars, yachts, and antiques are sold at auction. Why not your home? Why not the most expensive asset that you'll ever have? Right price, great marketing equals sold. Now, bottom line is it's super easy. Getting started is super easy. I won't bore you with the details because you'll have it up on C4. But bottom line, we list the home on a Monday. We market the heck out of it. We have a one-day showing I usually like to do Saturdays because I like to spend Sundays with my wife and my family. So that's just my preferred choice is to do a list on Monday. And then we do a one-day showing, all showings at one day. And then we end the offers, or all the offers are due Wednesday at 7 o'clock. So again, you'll have this on your C4 website, but it's a fantastic way to get more listings. And like Brian said earlier, the name of the game is getting listings. If I can show you a way to get 5, 10, 15, 20 plus listings in 1 year, because listings that you would never be able to take. I tell you what, before now, you could never take a 0% listing. How many times have you had that Thanksgiving dinner and there's that Uncle Tom next to you, or Uncle Steve, or Uncle Jim sitting there saying, hey, I'm thinking about selling my house, but since we're family, I need you to give me a discount. You betcha. How much are you thinking of paying? Well, I'll pay you 4%. Great. I'll do a 2% buyer premium equals 6%. You see how the math works? If someone says, I'll give you 3%, you do a 3% buyer premium, whatever equals 6%. So that's really what I wanted to share with you today. My number one goal is to help agents get more listings. I know a lot of agents on this call might have some brain damage now after writing all those offers. Become a listing agent. Let me show you how, and this platform is a game changer.